serious. I think that's a good idea.
Just talking? Well, what's the show about?
It's about nothing.
No story?
No, forget the story.
You gotta have a story.
Who says you gotta have a story?
Some men aren't looking for anything logical, like money. Some men just want to watch the world go.
Instead, only try to realize the truth. There is no spoon.
There is no spoon.
I'll tell you what it's worth. Not a damn thing. It's a waste of time.
My gripe. This is my problem. This is my issue.
You birthed this monstrosity.
If you will permit me.
So,
I'm gonna handle this.
So, yes, Mike, you had more qualms with this Robin than anybody off the bat, and although I wholeheartedly agreed with you, you inspired my hatred. So,
Thank you.
We'll let John, defer to John if you have any need, but
Yep.
I will step back and give Mike the floor for the next Robin.
I award this girl, Carrie, the Robin for The Dark Knight Returns, no checks, and may God have mercy on her soul. So, long story short, she can't fight. There's been, from any logic, a slingshot. Yeah. Okay. So, from the two parameters, does she have the aptitude to be Robin? I don't feel like she qualifies.
All she is brave. That's
yeah,
all.
that's like she's got
brave,
guts.
That's it.
Which could be construed as stupidity as well.
Yeah.
And does it make sense for Batman? Because of the first, no. And not only that, as Kev is highlighting on the Comic Line, homemade costume. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, nothing about this girl. I mean, it had the writer even put like a flash of like black belt karate tournament champion, something. Give us a bone. Some reason why this random chick can suddenly kick butt. Something. Or, hey, you know, can you explain that, hey, she's a computer whiz. She's got a perfect score on the SAT. Come on. It took me 3 seconds to think of these things. Literally doesn't.
Sorry, I'll interject with my laughs.
Yeah. It's like,
That's so random.
I mean, it literally doesn't make. Oh, there's a new. We're not even touching that one. But yeah, so, it's just she's okay. What was she?
So first criteria, I think you already knocked that off the bat.
Yeah.
Right, as to why, like, athleticism and all that, no.
No. So second criteria, does it make any sense for Batman?
No. She at best, a competent, sane Batman understands that he got lucky.
I'm gonna have
when she
to
helped
argue with her there, though, because Batman, at this point in time, he's extremely old, he's extremely senile, and...
Well, it's not that he needs a Robin. He doesn't need that Robin.
Oh, no. Yeah, he doesn't need her. But
Yeah.
She's the only one who she's the only one stepping up to the mantle of, I want to be Robin. So Batman's like, okay,
fair
you're
enough.
Robin.
I will amend though.
So interject. He needs Terry McGinnis.
Well, right. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. He does not. What he needs at that point is a distraction, one that he's willing to sacrifice because she cannot be relied upon. She can't.
That's why she doesn't. I mean, she kind of undergoes training in the first half of the.
Sorry, guys.
Dark Knight
I just
Returns.
have to throw this in real quick.
13.
Just so I would say, just so the audience knows, she's 13. So, I'm sorry, John, to cut them off.
Okay, so in the first half of like The Dark Knight Returns, which is the graphic novel she's in, she undergoes training, and then in the second half, because at first she's kind of like in it, but she's not Robin, and then she undergoes training as Robin, and then appears to help Batman. She doesn't actually do much crime fighting though. She's more of in the vehicles and whatnot. So I mean, she isn't a big part.
Yeah.
She basically just is there to take advantage of
but she
Batman,
is Robin.
Batman's gadgets.
Yeah. Well, and from that perspective, I guess I have to back off a little bit. There's kind of an Oracle parallel setup going, but I granted this is an alternate universe with
that too.
several issues. Many Batman fans will, and I still love the story. This was the one blemish. It's just like our dear TV and movie adaptations of our comic book properties. They're different stories, but I just don't think, and neither of the checks are there. Maybe a quarter of a check for pure necessity in Batman's case, but the hard, non-compromising Batman we know and love isn't going to half-ass it.
Well, sorry, I'm totally not interjecting now when I said, but like you said, it would have to be Robin he finds expendable, and Batman. I know it's a different continuity and he's senile, but Batman does not take on a Robin he's willing to expend.
Yeah, no, literally.
That goes against his character.
Now, granted,
No, he's like this Batman though. Think about it. He's extremely dark. He's not afraid to do what he has to now. He's so senile that he's like, I don't care if I kill someone.
Yeah.
Like, it's just that bad. So, like, if it's an expendable Robin, well, that's just like, whatever.
True.
Oh, damn it, John. Okay, so she gets a half a check.
Half a check.
Out of 2 possible checks.
Smidgen check.
And did we agree that we have to have both checks? For Robin, right?
We did. So
we didn't preface this by
she
the way.
still fails.
Definitely, like, I may have been arguing for her, but I don't think that she's a viable Robin.
Fair
Not
enough.
at all.
Because everyone, we need a devil's advocate, because there's probably Carrie Kelly fans somewhere. So I'm glad, I'm definitely glad, because
I've already gotten into one Facebook argument over it, so.
Right. There's like some caveats where we can cut her some slack, but...
Meh.
0.5 out of 2, which is 2 is passing. You pass or fail in this, because it's Batman, let's be honest. 2 fails.
Failed. Alright. Next.
Failed, and let's move on to a Robin that I honestly didn't enjoy till recently. But, John, who are we talking about next?
We are talking about the true son of Batman, Damian Wayne.
We're not talking about some metaphoric BS.
Yeah, no, he's literally the son of Bruce Wayne.
He has Bruce Wayne as a sperm donor.
Yeah, right. He's Bruce Wayne's genetics, which is almost more important than his tutelage. Almost. Not quite. But luckily he has both.
In terms of martial prowess, he got the next best thing as far as tutelage goes.
True, yeah. Ra's al Ghul and Talia are about as good as you can get, other than Batman. But, sorry to reference Son of Batman, which is really recent, but I recommend watching if you're a Batman fan. Damian goes, the League of Shadows taught me how to fight. And Batman goes, I doubt they taught you much else. So that's where Batman's tutelage is definitely preferred.
It's like, granted, they made you an efficient killer. I'm going to make you a not mentally unstable person.
Yeah, right. I'm going to make you well-rounded.
I'm going to give you mental health. That's my gift to you. Happy birthday, son.
But Dad, you're not mentally healthy. Shut up. That's not what I said.
Takes one to know one.
Yeah. That's why I know you need help. So, a little bit about Damian. John, you know more about this. Honestly, my whole prefacing of this, I didn't realize that Talia sort of...
drugged
Batman.
Honestly, the R word is applicable.
No, honestly, this actually made me like Damian more. Because my whole problem with Damian... Like, my main problem was I never saw Batman fornicating with Talia because he's in control. Like, I get that he gets urges
or if
just
he
like
is,
any other human.
He's taking necessary precautions. To
He's double bagging.
Prevent giving Ra's al Ghul.
He's triple bagging. He's
that
bat
body,
bagging.
though.
You gotta figure
Talia.
That's persuasive argument, John. I'm not gonna lie. But you figure he's got a bat condom that's like 100% guaranteed that he developed himself somewhere.
Cause booty.
Cause booty.
Cause booty.
Okay, come on. Dang it, guys. Quit undermining me with valiant, fair assessments. Let's say he has a bat condom, though, at the best.
Well, she slipped him, it probably wasn't Rooflin per se, but she slipped him something.
So, John, if you know a little bit more about this, how did they end up alone, for one thing? Were they out on a date? Like, that's what they didn't explain that. I was like, so were they
went for a brisk night of bowling.
Yeah.
Kind of just... It literally just kind of happened. It wasn't like any specifically like thing that led up to it.
But she was ready.
Yeah.
Well, she's Talia and she's in love with him, so clearly she
always has her Batman rape kit ready.
Well, and I'm assuming this is after Batman was offered.
I'm sorry, I should not
laugh.
I should not laugh at any kind of sexual assault from female on male. That's terrible of me. I apologize. But
Mike, I'm absolving you of your sins.
'Cause
Even though I have no
not
power
what-
to do so.
That's not what you're trying to get at.
Even though I have zero power to do so, that's we get that's not what
Yeah.
I'm trying to get at. So fair enough. So, I never really bought that, but you figure this is post Roz saying, Batman, I want you to be my protege and have Talia's babies, right? So Talia sees that and is like, okay, he's too in control.
Oh, God,
but I
she's-
still love him and he needs to have my babies.
She's pulling. You know what? She's not actually pulling the baby mama trap thing because she doesn't say anything.
Yeah, no,
For years.
she doesn't.
Right.
She doesn't show up until randomly in
Well,
the Batcave with
right.
Damian.
Right. Well, but
Hey, Bruce.
No. But what I meant by that was
I got your kid.
What I meant by that is she probably carries a tablet of Rufalin with her at all
Oh
times.
yeah, I know. Yeah,
just in
literally.
case she bumps into Batman,
Well, let's
and
pre-
just in case they're alone for
Let's
a fine
pretend
dinner.
for a moment. Let's pretend for a moment her old daddy doesn't tell her to do
Well,
this.
let's face it, Zill. If you were a female, would you want to carry around a tablet of Rufalin so you can get some Batman?
I do that as a male, so no, I'm just kidding.
I mean that depends. As long as the Rufalin is not being directed at me, we're
well, as long
lady.
yeah,
Well, no, you're the one who has it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I
right.
would say, assuming I'm an assassin.
Just remember which red cup you put it in. That's the important part. If you're gonna do that tactic,
Yeah.
or which wine glass in this case.
Assuming I'm an assassin who wants to give birth to the greatest assassin of all time, yeah, I carry around a little tablet
Right.
of Rufalin just in case I bump into Batman.
Because like
show him the curves.
This dude kicks our butt and he doesn't kill. What happens when he kills?
Yeah, right. You show him the curves, then you hydrate him a little bit. Here's a
what
glass
you
of water.
deserve.
You just beat up my whole battalion
Oh,
of
she drugged
assassins.
she drugged him with champagne.
right. Batman, you just saved all of Gotham. Let's pop a little bottle. Let's celebrate a little bit. Here's my curves. That's how that went down.
Pop the bottle. I'm
Batman,
sweating.
understandably, succumbed. No, so I appreciated that he was drugged just because it half plays on his manhood in terms of like hard to resist, and half makes sense for a guy with this much resolve to like abstain from this sort of lifestyle. Okay, I buy that. That happened. Then 10 years was it? He's 10, right? 10 years later, she shows up. This is your son.
Yeah.
Batman.
but-
This is the one where Batman gets an automatic check. I feel in terms of would he take Damian on because he has
He
a
has
father-son connection.
Yeah.
and his hands are completely tied here. I
For
feel
the
No,
second,
to be honest,
the second
for
criteria.
the second criteria. Yeah,
Right.
Built-in checks. I feel like.
Well,
Kind
yeah,
of,
no,
yeah.
because Damian is literally the splitting image of Bruce Wayne at that age.
Oh, Bruce is like, Talia, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, I'm sure. And then they go to the manor, and Alfred's like, oh my god, he looks just like you.
yeah.
Like, really,
Well, it
Bruce?
wasn't even
are you
that.
sure?
It wasn't even that. It was. I'm referring to the movie instead of comics, so this might be totally uncalled for. But Damian goes, I always pictured the Batwing being bigger, but efficient. I appreciate it.
That's the thing.
and
That's
then,
the thing,
and then
though.
Alfred goes, "Look, he's got your mind. Even this is your son, hands down." And Batman's like, dang it, I can't deny it." Alfred, why must you bring up so many valid points?
Right.
That's the thing with Damian, though. He's literally arrogant, but the thing is, like, he has the right to be.
Yeah, right.
He's been trained by the League of.
Well, he's probably more dangerous than 90% of the adults he's going to run into.
If anybody has the right to be, he's got the genetics of Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul. He's been trained.
Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, right. And he's been trained since he could walk to be an assassin.
Right, exactly.
And once again referring to the movie, Ra's raised him of like, you are my protege, you are the future, you are going to be the end all
he's
be
a
all.
test tube baby, so he was probably
Well-
modified.
He has the
Hey,
mentality
no
too.
inferences.
Sorry.
The nice thing is, though, he has the mentality, too, of the student-teacher relationship. So Batman, even though it's his father, it's also his teacher. So he has a mentality that, well, I need to learn from Batman, and, like whatever he says is what I need to do.
It's a multi-level devotion, and you even notice that the only reason he questions the I kill because I'm an assassin or I don't because I'm Robin is because he compartmentalizes, right now I'm Robin.
Right, no.
Which means I don't kill.
Because at first,
Here, time out. So, he gets 2 checks by default, right?
Right.
Yeah,
so
we're-
he's
Okay, so
already definitely
With
Robin.
that in mind, and the fact that he's definitely Robin, go.
Okay.
Okay.
I just want to clear that up.
Yeah,
just
no
'cause
worries.
Yeah, no,
we
he-
weren't. We alluded to.
we
it, but
liquidated it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, so like with the assassin mindset, he does actually kill when he is introduced at first, and then once he finally understands that Robin is like the disciple to Batman, he basically is like, well, if I need to follow my teacher's teachings, like, because this is my teacher, I need to follow what he's saying. So he follows the Batman's no-kill rule. He ends up basically just, like, being mini Batman.
Mm-hmm. The only difference between him and Robin, though, is because him and the other Robins, is because he knows how to kill, he can push the boundaries a lot more.
Well, that's like Batman, though. Batman knows how to kill, he just doesn't do it.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, and so is where Dick is always like, okay, I can't really like put this guy into a coma. Damian's like, not dead.
No, yeah, because
Still counts.
Damien was taught how to kill. He wasn't taught how to incapacitate. He was taught how to kill.
Right. Well, that's one of the cool things
Still
about
breathing,
it.
still counts. Not dead.
That's one of the things I really like is that even though Damian, it goes against his instincts, and Damian doesn't understand why Batman operates the way he operates, and like he states, Batman goes, yeah, they tell you to kill it and teach you much else. So Damian doesn't understand why Batman has these ground rules and why Batman does what he does,
But he's still
yet
open-minded
he
enough.
follows it.
Mhm.
Because he respects him, because he says, look, my grandfather, who is truly kind of the father, I guess, in this sense,
He's like, my grandfather. My grandfather's
grandfather-
the greatest human on earth, and he chose
held you in the highest esteem, and he chose you as his protege. There's got to be a reason. So even though I don't quite understand why you're saying what you're saying, why you're demanding of me these things, I'll do it.
Well, now going off of that, because Roz chose Batman as like the best of the
Right.
best, right?
Right.
Well, Batman chose Dick Grayson, and Dick Grayson
Ooh,
he
yes.
became his own man. So he's Nightwing. He's the one who became higher than Batman, basically.
right.
He became an equal to Batman. So
Well, he's the one that fulfilled what Robin was
right,
meant to be.
right, like an apprentice-master relationship.
Right.
And so Damian ends up the only person he respects other than his own father is Dick Grayson,
Dick Grayson,
because
yeah.
he's the only Robin who got past the apprentice-master relationship.
Well, part of that
Right.
was when Batman goes AWOL, like Dick becomes Batman, and so there's definitely some stress and some growing pains that.
I mean, being trapped in time does that to you.
Yeah. Well, but even with like with Dick being Batman and Damian being Robin,
One of those little nuisances
You
of
know,
being trapped
just-
in time.
and then going through each time period as a Batman from each time. Yeah. Anyways, but that dynamic.
Real quick, which series is that? Because some people might not know.
Final Crisis.
Okay, Final Crisis. If you feel like wasting
Something,
your time,
something,
go-
Dark Side.
Yeah, yeah, right. If you feel like wasting your time, go Dark Side it up with Final Crisis.
It works, doesn't it, John?
yeah, yeah.
Dark Side's the main
Something
villain.
yeah. Lost in time, something, everything makes sense because that doesn't make sense. So Mike, what are you saying?
Well, so I think, given enough close proximity, Damian would have, spoiler, he dies, would have developed that respect for Drake, especially considering Tim is going to become better than Batman.
Well, what happens with Tim is actually he becomes Red Robin, so he never actually fulfills the whole apprentice-master relationship.
Okay, real quick, let me ask you: does he become Red Robin before the whole trapped in time thing, or does he become Red Robin?
Becomes it after the Trapped in Time team. So
'Cause
once Batman
it's kind of
becomes trapped
out
in
of
time,
necessity. It's like he never fulfilled it. He just sort of like, okay, I can't be Robin without a Batman, so I guess I'm Red Robin.
right? But that's Tim Drake's thinking.
Like, I didn't,
Now, for
I didn't
Damien's
graduate, the
thinking,
school just
though,
closed down.
Damien's thinking
He's
that,
incomplete. at that
right?
point.
Exactly. And like when Damien and Tim Drake first meet, they end up fighting. Like
Well, it's very much more of Damien's like, well, in pecking order, I gotta kill you so I
yeah,
can take it.
exactly. Because I need to be the Robin. I
Right.
want to be Robin.
Right? Like,
Right,
it's a
because
spot.
you are Red Robin right now because Batman's gone and you can't be just the Robin. So I need to kill you in case Batman. When Batman gets back, I
Well,
need
Tim-
to be the clear Robin.
Tim's like, yo, let's spar. And then Damien pulls out a sword and starts trying to kill him. And then the whole time, Tim's like trying to make small, friendly talk, and then Damian almost falls off the T-Rex, almost gets chomped, and Tim helps him up, and then Damian just pops him in the mouth with a spiked knuckle. Like,
I'm sorry. I don't care what continuity it is.
Why is there a T-Rex
never
in the
agree with
back
T-Rex.
It makes more sense than the giant penny.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Hey man, when you have a lot of money,
right. You do some
do
weird
whatever
stuff.
you want.
Right, like all his collectible, like he just has a whole Powerpuff Girl collection in his bat cave. Like, it's useful, trust me.
If I had a nickel,
Where's my penny?
If I had a
Where
nickel
are
for
my
every time
pennies?
this penny saved my butt, saved my keister.
Yeah, right. I used it to reflect the sunshine into Two-Face's eyes and blinded him when he went to flip his coin, and he didn't see where it flipped, and it saved the mayor's life. Okay, Batman, I feel like you made that up.
Right.
In a world where Batman exists, that sounds far-fetched.
Really, Alfred just likes odd antiques, and there's no arguing with him. He's just,
We've accepted him.
he's like, I dust it, doesn't matter. All right then.
That's one of those things where, like, somebody of importance sees it, he's like, really? Really a penny in Batman? And then Batman goes, I just keep it around to appease Alfred. And then Alfred is like, that's some BS, but I'm your dutiful butler.
Right? He's not gonna. He's not gonna argue.
Wayne, I have some weird quirks. I'm very quirky. Sorry, that's the cartoon. I'm sorry, Master Bruce. I'm very quirky. I'm a very quirky fellow. I don't know what's going on in my head anymore, Master Bruce. I just keep collecting random tidbits.
Random bits.
So, where the crap were we?
Honestly, we've pretty much hashed out. Damian's a
Well,
resounding.
we basically we covered the criteria of Damian as soon as he was
Yeah, right.
incepted.
Second-
because he's got the genetics of Batman,
I like that because
and
I like it because let's assume he is the fourth. Because Carrie Kelly's in her own continuity. Let's assume Damian is the. Well, would he be the fourth?
he's actually the fifth in the main continuity.
Okay.
But the way we're going, he is the fourth.
All right. Let's assume he is the fourth or fifth. Either way, Grant Morrison, who is the writer for this, found a. I think. Because the whole thing where it's like he is his biological son, like of course he'd be Robin, that seems kind of like it would be cliche. But it actually makes a lot of sense in terms of he's already had 3 to 4 other Robins, why would he possibly take on another one? His hands were tied on this one.
Right, and
Well,
at this time, Tim Drake was still Robin.
Right.
He wasn't not Robin at
Yeah,
this point in time.
Right.
Well, and Damian's been given a nice little toolkit of skills and otherwise nefarious abilities to get into a lot of trouble in the meantime.
Yeah, it's one of those things where Batman's like, I was drugged. It wasn't totally my fault, but at the same time, this is my son, and unless I get some proper guidance, because he's undoubtedly been mentored this whole time.
Well, and then people will literally die. Heads will literally roll.
He is too capable to let go unchecked.
Yeah.
I kind of had to say this just because, like, of reading the comics. At this point, when Dick is actually Batman, when Damian becomes Robin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it happens after.
I guess that makes sense.
It happens after for Battle for the Cowl, and so, like, because the real Batman's trapped in time. Dick Grayson takes up the mantle of Batman, and
Well,
then Damian becomes Robin because Dick Grayson wants Tim Drake to become his own man, just like he did.
Right.
Which Tim Drake's reluctant
Exactly.
to jump down that.
Right. He's like, ready. Yeah. He feels he's not ready, and then Dick Grayson
Much like a
I don't
Robin.
want you. He's like, I don't want you to go down the same path as me. I don't want you to like resent Batman for however many years because you don't feel
because
that
then
he
you just
let you be your own man. I feel you're my equal, so
go.
Right.
Which is like shoving the bird out of the nest, which is kind of funny.
He's like, you know how my mind, you don't understand where you're at, but having made that transition, I see where you're at, and you are on equal footing with me. You need to become your own man. Whether you realize it or not, you are ready for this.
And that's basically how Damian becomes Robin, because he's like Dick Grayson accepts him.
My whole problem with this is that I don't agree with Batman being trapped in time, because I'm, Christopher Nolan, if you call it that. I like trying to ground Batman in as realistic as possible world.
Well, then he's in a coma in some Buddhist temple. We'll move on.
All right, Mike. Touche, my friend.
I am master at retconning.
Yeah, right. He's in a Buddhist temple I don't know why he felt the need to go back to the Buddhist temple, but he did.
He's just under a waterfall, you know.
Yeah, right. He's
Things
just
are going
punching some
on.
waterfalls right now. Not quite sure of who he is yet, but he's quickly
and
about to
honestly,
return.
he's embarrassed because he slipped and broke his back. Unless there wasn't anything cool. He just
He's in a
tripped.
pit for the past couple months. They said it was unclimbable. He's like, I'm effing Batman, and he clumb out. No big deal.
If Bane can do it.
If a girl
What's
could
it?
do it.
Well, speaking of which, there is one more Robin.
One more female Robin. And quick preface, we wrote off the first female Robin, and I think Mike did a fair job. All he asked for was one reason. One little nuance in her history that justifies it. She's smart. She exceeded the SATs. I don't know. She's physical. She's a black belt or something. One reason. And we did not dare even get one reason because Frank Miller was like, this rest of the story is great.
Slingshot. Because Slingshot.
I just need to put a Robin in.
I need
Yeah.
a Robin. I get to do what
And
I
you know
want.
what?
Frank Miller.
If I put in a girl, no one will accuse me of being the sexist, very super conservative writer that I am. So,
Right.
yeah.
So, I felt like Mike's qualms were fair. We're not trying to be sexist or anything like that. So let's cover the final. She is technically the fourth, right?
She is the fourth Robin.
She's the fourth, but for the purposes of the way we've
She's
been
not in it
going
for
about
very
this-
long.
She's not
But
in it
she
for
is
very
the-
long, and for our purposes of how we've covered this cast, we're calling her the fifth Robin, and the second female Robin. John, give us a little backstory with her.
Alright, so Stephanie Brown, which is her actual name, she used to be, spoiler, her father was a supervillain.
Spoiler pause. Pause it now.
She's not a spoiler. She's the
Yeah,
spoiler.
She is the spoiler.
right. The spoiler. Spoiler, she is the spoiler.
We're not spoiling anything. She's spoiling
But technically, we know who the real spoiler is, and I will tell you this in a minute once we get the backstory.
And, well, so she's spoiler. She gets training from Cassandra Cain, who is Lady Shiva's daughter, who trains Tim Drake. It is just a big cluster of random stuff happening.
Right. So, long story short, she is trained by Batgirl, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay,
Cassandra
that's what
Cain.
you need to know. Cassandra Cain trains her. Cassandra Cain is, in this storyline, the current Batgirl.
Right. At this point in time.
She basically has the same, pedigree status as Damian.
Right,
In a
right.
way,
Yeah.
yeah.
She is, so, well,
She doesn't have the genetics of Damian, does she?
no,
No,
okay.
she
We're
kinda
talking about
does.
Cassandra Cain right now. Cassandra Cain is super genetic. She's Lady Shiva's daughter. She's David Cain's daughter, but she's not. She is not spoiler.
Is she Michael Caine's daughter?
She's who
daughter.
trains spoiler,
Yeah, she
which
trains the
is
spoiler.
Stephanie Brown.
I mean, if she was Michael Caine,
Okay,
she'd
we
have
need-
a
we need to
wicked,
say-
sweet...
Stephanie Brown is the daughter of a cut rate villain.
He's just
from
some
Gotham.
random villain that's
And
he's useless.
He starts. He promises. He gets out of jail. Blah blah. Rehab. Promises not. I'm going straight. I swear. But isn't. But the only difference now, he's not even doing the villain stuff. He's just ripping people off. So she becomes. This is corny. The spoiler to spoil his plans.
Right.
Hence the name. I felt
Yeah.
like I should.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Now that we got that out of the way.
And so, as
She
a spoiler,
didn't really think past, what if I spoil all his plans? And then I'm stuck being the spoiler.
Then I'm just spoiled milk, and nobody likes spoiled
I'm
milk.
stuck being the spoiler once I've already spoiled the one thing I said.
well, I mean, she spoiled it so much that she faked her death and became Robin.
right. Okay, so we're not quite there yet. So John, she is, long story short, she's genetically alright, but she is trained by a genetically superior assassin, Cassandra Cain, who is Batgirl.
Right.
So, continue.
Okay.
So, let's cover the first criteria then.
Would
she be physically plausible?
Apparently.
Assuming we don't know about, who is her mother and father?
the father is the clue.
The clue master, maybe she's smart because of that, but he wasn't he's a clue master, he's crafty,
He leaves clues.
you're right. So,
He's not that smart.
let's just assume...
She was like a Riddler knockoff.
Let's assume she has the mind.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's assume she has the mind because, we gave Tim Drake that bonus because the only reason Batman sort of saw the potential in him was his mind first. So she has a potential to learn. She is trained by a skilled assassin. Well, she's not.
Well, she was apparently resourceful enough to go gallivanting with limited
Assassin's
training.
daughter.
Right. She's she's trained by an assassin, Cassandra Cain, who is a physical genius. is that a physical
Prowess?
specimen? She has prowess. So let's assume she can learn. So she learned from one of the best. We will give her that check.
Right.
That we couldn't.
The first check. The first criteria, is she physically capable? Yes.
Yes, which
Definitely.
we could not in any way give to Carrie Kelly from The Dark Knight Returns. So she at least has one check. So she's already in a better position than Carrie Kelly, who only had a 0.5 of the check.
Well,
if you guys recall.
and honestly, for the second check, she does. So she comes to be Robin to fill a role.
It's kind of a roundabout way.
Yeah.
She becomes a Robin.
Tim Drake gets grounded by his dad, basically.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah. No more Robin forever. And, Tim Drake goes, "You're not my real dad," slams the door. Okay, he doesn't say that. It's his actual father.
You're not my real dad. You're Tim Drake's real dad. Wait.
Shit.
No, you're actually just Damian's real dad.
Well, and so basically, there obviously is a need for a Robin at this point. I would assume merely because tactical reasons at this point. Certain missions need 2 people. Maybe I can't remember. Dick Grayson was in Bloodhaven at this point, right?
Well, actually, the continuity is kind of
Fuzzy.
wonky because at the point in time, there's a Red Robin, and there's a Batman, and then there's a Dick Grayson who's both.
Okay. So the needed a Robin. She's demonstrated already that she can kind of do this vigilante stuff. So she kind of has a built-in check there too. She's been trained by the assassins, or by one of the best assassins' daughters.
Yes.
So she has. I mean, and it just works. It's like, someone else who's always kind of been involved in the company is perfectly qualified for a position that someone else has left, and they just move them up. It's just
Right.
it's just right there.
Fulfillment.
I actually hate that. I hate the thought that Batman just filled this as a prereq. Because that's not Batman!
Well,
Batman, that is like, I'm lazy and my old secretary got hired by the other company to do a real job and I need a secretary because
take
I'm
it up
lazy.
with the writers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, right.
But honestly though, like for a lot of careers and a lot of job groupings, this happens, and it's because of the progression of skill set. I totally buy it.
You buy her becoming Robin?
I do. I buy it for that limited time because it's just for
Yeah,
limited
no,
time.
she could be. Well, yeah, it is limited time because she does become Batgirl.
I'm here for a limited time. Come and get your copy for
Come on,
$3.99.
Come on, Tim Drake. Come get some
So
Stephanie.
so can we forever refer to her as the free 99
She's
Robin?
the substitute Robin.
So she's the free 99 Robin. That's like a really obscure Kanye reference. Let's move on. So we buy her. Do you?
I'm not exuberant about it, but I buy it.
No,
I'm not overjoyed with
Yeah.
it, but
I mean, I buy it. She's got the training. She's clever enough to get by leading clues for Batman to catch her dad.
Right.
And to avoid detection and capture. I mean, she obviously was good enough to attract problems from Black Mask.
well,
Yeah, no, I agree with the first check mark. The first check mark is totally there.
well,
And
because
because-
my
and be-
qualms are still the second. Does Tim vouch for her? I'm trying to think.
No, Tim he kind of arrives and then finds out. Because she's like, hey, do you like my new outfit? And he's like, what?
Yeah. Well, no, but honestly, though...
Wait, I'm wearing a Robin costume, and you're wearing a Robin costume, but I wear the Robin costume.
Well, okay, maybe we should explain, though. Batman actually comes and facilitates
Okay,
a lot of
yes,
this.
that's a good point.
A lot
so
of
our
this.
whole joke is that Stephanie Brown, her whole alias is as the spoiler, and he sees Tim Drake kind of building this romance with the spoiler, and he says it's too dangerous. You can't see the spoiler, and then like later on, Batman approaches the spoiler and says, "By the way,
Spoiler alert.
I'm Bruce Wayne. We should trust each other and stuff because I'm Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is Batman. Bruce Wayne." And you're just like, wait.
And that's Tim Drake, Robin. Tim Drake,
yeah. Right. And the whole time, Tim Drake is like,
Did I mention spoilers?
you're right. Spoiler alert. And which makes no sense because the whole time Tim Drake's like, look, can I just, like, she's tight.
No, you can never.
She's cool.
not
I'll vouch
trustworthy.
for her. She's cool. She's tight. She's tight because she's cool and she's cool. We can trust her. And Batman's like, no,
You know what I'm saying?
no.
Get it
I
right.
like her.
Get it right.
Yeah, right. I want that body. I want that body. I want them curves. And I don't want to be drugged.
Any semblance of dignity we had in the last 5
right.
minutes.
We just gave up on that.
Erased.
But the whole time, Tim Drake's like, look, she's tight because she's cool, and she's cool because she's tight. And so let me reveal our whole shenanigans and totally make ourselves vulnerable. And Batman's like, no way, man. That's not my policy. And then he just comes up to her. He's by the way, Bruce Wayne, Batman. And then she's like, oh, cool.
She's just like, what?
And then you're like, that's not Batman at all. And he is the true spoiler of everything.
Well, and you know what? And given those lapses, and that actually has nothing to do with her. That's other writing issues. Given that, makes perfect sense to me.
Right.
I need a Robin. You're qualified. Best candidate I got right now. While Tim's on house arrest.
Right. And plus, if she
Come on.
was, I mean, once again, not going to make headlines. I mean, she's not really anybody.
No messy adoption / child labor law problems.
Right.
Or molestation accusations.
So fair enough. I mean, I will definitely.
And she's old. She's old for a Robin.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
she's
a
older.
very good point.
She's definitely older.
That is a very good point. I believe she's at 18. 18, I want to say, when she becomes Robin.
So she may in fact.
Which is like women. No offense, are never going to have the physical edge over grown men. But if they were to, because they had the training and all that, and they are stealthy and get the jump, they need to be fully grown. I'm sorry, that's just. A 13-year-old, as a Carrie Kelly, would not have enough force. Carrie Kelly, without a weapon, which they don't use, at least they never show her using, would not have enough force to even sneak up on a dude.
Right, but a woman, at least she's more developed. Her muscles are there, like whatever she's gonna have.
Right, yeah,
is
a
there.
full-grown woman could provide enough pack enough punch. Sorry.
Well, hey, watch Ronda Rousey or Misha Tate or Kat Zingano or any of those other female mixed martial artists hit the mitts.
Right.
They're. I mean,
There's some.
They're not big girls. They're not big.
What did they? I'm sorry to reference this, but what did they rate it by? Do you remember when Vegeta and Goku and them? Goku might have been dead at this time. I don't know. He's always dead at random intervals. But remember when Vegeta and like Gohan and stuff were like punching that bag before the Buu saga
It was
before
like
the
gravity
tournament?
units or something.
Was
like
it
that?
gravity units?
Yeah.
What, it was just how much? Like,
Yeah, it was like
how much kilograms of punch power?
it's over 9,000 kind of a number. Yeah, was it?
It's just how many kilograms of like power they had.
So
Like,
PSI
behind their
basically.
punch.
Vegeta pokes them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
right,
just
he,
how
like,
much
taps
pressure
it.
do they have?
Okay, so let's just say that Stephanie versus Carrie. Stephanie has enough pounds, gravity units per square inch to knock out a dude.
And logic and training. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And I mean, nothing makes sense younger. Like, I'm not trying to be offensive when I say this. For a woman,
Well,
it would need to be a fully developed, fully grown woman.
Yeah.
And that's why, I'm with you. I'll give her the checks.
Yeah.
I'm not exuberant, as you put it, about the second check. But
Well, it's like you got a B+ on a test.
right.
You're kind of annoyed that it's not an A, but you can't really complain about it.
You're right. You more than passed. So
Yep.
I feel that is fair. As far as the female Robins, Stephanie Brown, I buy. I will give you that.
Just the way Batman goes about approaching her is kind of iffy. But
Right.
her being, I honestly think she's a good Robin. But the thing is, she transitioned to Batgirl, which I like more. So
Right. It fits the role a little bit better.
Well, the Batgirl entity has always been a birds of prey kind of conglomerate entity, which is a network. It's a lot. It's a different dynamic than
that's a yes and no. I mean, because the Birds of Prey are all female, and they're sort of funded by Batman.
Well, they are, but
they are reliant on him. Even though they do their own thing.
they're Bat family. They are.
Yeah,
but
no, Birds of Prey, Bat family.
it's more collaborative and it's more.
They're more team based. The thing is, they're females, so yeah, of course they're gonna work together more than because they need
Networking
to.
over brawn.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Which exactly.
And crossbows.
Because here's the thing, like
For the hunters.
Hunters is one of my favorites.
I don't. My whole thing with it about it is like I don't put men on a higher footing than women in terms of brains.
Mm.
So the networking thing is like women would be on a wit
Right, it's completely
factor.
It's completely a physicality.
Right.
behind
That's the thing is like
men
I
versus
don't think that's deniable. A man
Women are
is just-
definitely just as smart as men.
Right, exactly. So that's why I buy Birds of Prey too, because they're taking their collective expertise and collective intelligence and pooling that, and then
Well,
you know what I mean.
Well,
and
you got
then
one chick,
saving
one
the
chick
day.
with superpower volume blasting. You have Catwoman, who's apparently world class cat burglar. You have Huntress, who's essentially a costumed hitman or hitwoman with a crossbow, and then you have Oracle.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, smarts. That's all you need to know.
She's
smarts and knows everything.
Yeah,
because she's hacking constantly.
But yeah, so and that's the thing. I do want to say that the gender, Carrie's gender, is a critical factor in why I don't think she works, but it's not the reason I don't think it will work.
It's three things. It's the gender mixed with the age mixed with lack of writer giving an F.
If she was randomly, if she was randomly Brienne of Tarth, whatever.
Yeah, right. Who is like 6'3".
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that about wraps up. So final tally, we bought Tim, did not buy Jason. We bought Dick. We did not buy Jason. We bought Tim. We did not buy Carrie. We bought Damian, and we bought Stephanie. So that, that's 3 Robins we buy versus 2 we do not.
That's a pretty good percentage.
So we'll give them that because, these writers do face the fact that Batman is expected to have a Robin to a certain capacity. So I give them credit for kind of finding new ways to reinvent Robin and sort of make it interesting.
Yep.
And almost make it make sense in a world where making sense doesn't matter. I'm not sure we have much more to add to that. You guys hit us back with this. Let us know what you think.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Request.
Yeah, if you have any requests, like anything, we can know to do it.
Oh yeah, no, because with that being said, if you guys have requests, if you liked this and kind of us dissecting each of these Robins, John was kind of discussing with us and bringing to our attention. There's 7 Batgirls.
I had no idea.
And I actually don't have any knowledge of the various Batgirls, but I would definitely be interested in researching it for the sake of the cast. I think that'd be an interesting thing. I would love to have John back. I know he has plenty more to say about Batgirls, and if you guys want to see a female-centered cast, I think that would be definitely an interesting one to do. So let us know what you guys thought. Let us know if we failed to mention or cover any part of these Robins in their story. Sir Jonicus of House Tarthicus.
House Spokes.
Spoketh. Yeah, John Spokes. Yeah, I don't know where I got Target.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming on the show.
And to you, our loyal fans and listeners, I have one.
Au revoir. Arrivederci. Whatever that means. And John, you get the last word.
We'll just keep it simple. Peace.